What is going on, guys? MMA Island team. We got the fight picks, and we are back with UFC Vegas 13. Is that what you call it?
Yes, yes.
UFC Vegas 13. It's headlined by Thiago Santos, Glover Teixeira, but it's not the fight we're talking about. Raoni Barcelos is back. He is back,
Yes.
and he is taking on Khalid Taha, a guy who has looked uh, pretty good for the most part. Maybe not so much in the UFC career, but Raoni Barcelos has looked very good. And I think if you're talking about recently, at least, you're talking about Saeed Nurmagomedov looking very, very good in his most recent UFC fight, a knockout win against a really tough opponent, Mark Striegel, and his one of his few wins or his few losses come to Raoni Barcelos, a guy who's just looked really, really good, a guy who's very, very skilled on the ground, got some knockout power as well. I really wanted Zach to go first so I could just tell him that I am going to be going with Raoni Barcelos, and
Thank
it's actually
God.
pretty high confidence. It's pretty high confidence. I was teasing him, buddy. He's texting me about Raoni Barcelos, and I'm like, dot, 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 dot. I don't know.
Thank God.
But I'm going to use my brain with this one. I'm going with Raoni Barcelos. Man, this guy is very, very dominant. That's one thing. If you've seen this guy fight, you know he's very, very dominant in his fights. Man, going up against Khalid Taha, that's one of those few fights where you see the fill-in kind of have more of a skill advantage than the other. Talking about Khalid Taha, this guy's got power, very, very good power. But when you're talking about Raoni Barcelos, the guy was 64% striking defense. Really, you got to look at the ability that Khalid Taha has to go out there and knock out Raoni Barcelos. It's like you can't put too much stock into it against a guy as technical as Barcelos, a guy who doesn't get hit like Barcelos, and a guy who not only doesn't get hit very often, has very good striking defense, and it's just all in all very, very technical. He wants to take you down to the ground as well. So I think there's a really high chance of him taking him down and being able to take Khalid Taha to the ground and just kind of dominate the ground, dominate the game, dominate the fight from there. The submission game is pretty evident in Barcelos as well. I know he only has 2 submissions on his record, but he also has even submitting Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez, a guy who I hold in pretty high regard. Obviously, we didn't see Gutierrez have the greatest of showings against Cody Durden, but
He should have won.
You guys were also saying Cody Durden is. I remember when we posted that fight pick video, and we both.
I still think Cody Durden is just absolutely terrible. But come at me, come back.
Everybody was saying that Cody Durden is like the greatest fighter in the world.
No, he sucks. Come at me.
And hey, I don't know where his team comes from, but yeah,
He's ATT.
Like Cody Durden.
Dude, I was getting in fights with people in the Reddit live thread. I said that he wasn't UFC caliber, and one of his training partners actually messaged me and said I was stupid. So that was fun.
Well, so yeah, I don't know. We always get off track on this. It's just you don't come here for the straight on analytics and all that. You want to come here so you can have a conversation with us about the fights. And man, talking about that when you're submitting a guy like Chris Gutierrez, the one submission loss on Chris Gutierrez' 21 fight career. And all in all, Chris Gutierrez is a very technical guy, a technical MMA fighter. And Raoni Barcelos, man, I'm really excited to watch this guy fight. And you guys think that I'm hyping this dude up? Wait till you hear Zach talk about him. So
yeah,
really excited to see this guy fight. I think he wins a dominant decision. And I will pass it on to Zach to start us off.
Oh yeah, okay. So
he finishes off, I guess.
Yeah, Raoni Barcelos is one of my few fighters that I hold in the not very well known, but one of my absolute favorites regard. This guy is the dark horse of the bantamweight division. This is a guy that nobody knows, but he is so skilled and so talented that he can give a tough fight to anyone in the entire division. I don't care. 15-1, 4-0 in the UFC. This guy is a finisher. This guy can take you down. This guy will do whatever he wants to do in the fight against you. I mean, watching tape against this, like I watched the Chris Gutierrez fight just in preparation. I was like, you know what? I'll put this fight on. And man, did he look impressive, because we know what Chris Gutierrez does. Chris Gutierrez is an accurate sniper, and he breaks people down with the leg kicks. Raoni Barcelos just walked. He walked Chris Gutierrez down, took him down, and broke him to his will pretty much. It was it was incredible. The way he transitioned on the ground was very, very nice. He passed to all the positions that he needed to, sliced him up with elbows, and sat on the back, got the rear naked choke finish. Khalid Taha is not really going to have anything for Raoni Barcelos. This is a knockout or bust type of deal. If he does not knock out Raoni Barcelos, he's not going to win. He's not going to beat him in a decision in any regard whatsoever. He's not going to outstrike him for 3 rounds. He's not going to outgrapple him. Certainly not. So if he doesn't get that finish, he's not going to win. That's just how it is. How well-rounded Barcelos is, too. Everyone knows that he's good on the ground. Well, everyone who knows him knows he's good on the ground. But people also underrate his striking game. He is very, very good at striking. He likes to throw down, and he makes very accurate and very technical strikers look foolish. What he did to Chris Gutierrez. That's mainly the fight that I'm going to mention. And also, he beat Said Nurmagomedov, another guy who was very impressive. He earned a 30-27 on a judge's scorecard. To beat one of the best unranked bantamweights in the world, 30-27 on a judge's scorecard, you know that this guy is absolutely legit. I want to see him fight Casey Kenny next. I think he's going to beat Casey Kenny because I think he's going to walk through this fight with relative ease, finish it however he wants to do it, take a decision if he wants to. He wins by however he wants.
Well, maybe it's just me being too deep into the UFC roster. I think Casey Kenny probably deserves a little bit higher competition if Barcelos wins this one.
I mean, Barcelos had the number 15 ranking at one point in time.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Wow,
After the fight, he held the number 15 for a couple of months, and then Cheeto Vera and Sean O'Malley kicked him out and bounced around there.
Wow. Well, point is, man, we both got Barcelos on this one. Make sure you guys are letting us know who you guys got. If you guys got Taha, make sure you guys are letting us know. Who was this fight supposed to be?
Jack Shore.
Jack Shore. Jack Shore. Yes, that is right. Man, really want to see that fight. Imagine Barcelos versus Jack Shore. That would be a very, very
that would be awesome. Jack Shore gets submitted.
Shout out to my ground game lovers. And I think one thing that I also wanted to mention about this is Khalid Taha being mainly a striker and a guy who wants to go out there and knock him out.
He also got taken down 6 times by Nad Narimani. I thought I should mention that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something you should mention. But yeah, being a guy who wants to go out there and knock out Barcelos, there is one thing that I love to mention about this, and it's one of the things that I can kind of laugh at. When you get a guy who wants to go out there and knock somebody out, the best way to piss them off is to take him to the ground.
Yep.
So I love that. I love that, and I think we see a lot of that in this fight. I think he takes him down in the first minute of the first of every round that this lasts. So I got Barcelos. He's got Barcelos. We're both matching the hype as I tricked Zach into thinking I wouldn't. But make sure you guys are letting us know. Make sure you guys are letting us know who you guys got in this one. If you guys got Taha, hey, you're not crazy. This dude's got some knockout power, and hey, man, anything can happen. So. Make sure you guys are just letting us know who you guys got, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and make sure you guys check out the other Fight Pick videos.